Happy Wednesday. Oh, that did not work at all. Let's back that up. Let's do that different. Here, let's do this. There. Nobody wants to see that twice. I have no idea which was live, if I was or if I was searching or whatever. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Technical difficulties will abound tonight. This is a brand new setup. We've never tried this before. Sounded awesome. Had a guest planned. Guest had to work the late shift, so no harm, no foul. That stuff happens. He'll be on again. We definitely want to talk to him when he has a chance to come on. But had to figure something else out to jam in on a Wednesday night, get at least a respectful showing here, and get some topics maybe we don't normally get a chance to talk about too. So we're gonna do a little round robin. We've got 4 potential slots was the plan. We had a bunch of people asking, and we had a lot filled and last minute stuff, and things aren't working. But we have 3 here. Thank them very much for the late notice and jumping in here to help us out. So that's going to be a lot of fun either way, guys. Doing all the same stuff we always do. End of the show, Jamie's going to throw up a trivia question. $10, which just got spent. I believe Banna finally spent some Forge coin.
Banna bought a shirt.
Yes. Yeah, piece of merch, nice T-shirt. Liked it. Apparently, it was a brand new supplier for us too. So good to hear good feedback. Appreciate that though, Banna. If anyone else wants to do the same, just pay attention and answer the question. Get a free shirt out of the deal. So, yeah, we're going to drag people out here in a moment and get this round robin started. But we do want to go ahead and say hi to everybody that's sitting out there already before we get going. Oh, one more piece of info before that kicks off too. Throughout the show, the last question, we're going to do 5 general topics and kind of toss those around a little bit. At the end, we're going to do a last 6th question that we're taking from you guys out there. So what you'd like to hear from myself, Jason, our 3 guests, toss around the round robin and get the answer you want to that topic, or at least a discussion about it. Throw it in the chat. Jamie's going to filter those and fill out that last slot for us too for the 6th and final before we let you guys have your evening back. So anyway, let's get to the people in the audience. Oh, we got Blakers. Nice. Blakers is here all the damn time. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming out. Sammy. Jay's got the Pink Panther shirt on. Sammy's coming up next week, guys. You'll see that in the closing, but can't wait to talk to him. He's hatching all kinds of really nice stuff lately. So
yeah, my favorite.
Be good to see him next week for sure. And we got Vance. He's double dipping like he always does. That's an RWO trait. Can't breed it out of those guys. They're going to double dip if they can. So appreciate it, Vance. We got Ellie from Texas. Huge hugs coming this way. Appreciate you, Ellie. Known her forever. Sweetheart's got a beautiful baby girl. Well, not such a baby anymore, but
she's 10.
We got James from All City. He's always in there. Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming out too, James. We're going to have to get you on here one night. Vinny, you're not supposed to be here. Aren't you making a cutting board for it or something? This is in the works. I appreciate you coming out, Vinny. We got Screaming Morse. Just chat it up with these guys. These are some of Jamie's buddies.
It's Taylor in the chat. Thanks for stopping in, Taylor.
Appreciate it, Taylor. Oh, we got Sea of Serpents Stan. That's another RWO guy. Probably here just to give, I'm guessing, to give Vance a tough time somewhere throughout this show. But Stan's a good guy, man. We're going to have him on, too. He is in the schedule, even though he doesn't know it yet. There's Mom. Hey, Connie. Good to see you. I imagine Tim's kind of hooked right to your hip there somewhere. Probably telling you to get him another beer. Yeah, there he is. Hey, Tim. Thanks for coming out, Dad. Appreciate it. Keeping tabs on their kids. That's a good supportive family example, if you want to call it that. James at JNS. Appreciate you coming out, James, every week. He's here every week. He's got to get some damn Forge coin. Does he have some yet?
Yeah. I don't think so, no.
No? We got Jason Opelt, old family friend. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Hope everything's going up in the Northland. And Tommy, there's one we could bring in. Tommy, if you still want to hop in, we got a link for you. I'm going to send that out to your DM because you had mentioned it earlier today too, and we'd sure like to get your input if you want to be in here.
Plenty of room, Tommy.
We got Will. All foul.
Oh, what's
Make
that?
sure what an all foul is. Anyway, Will, good to see you. He's always in here. I was trying to figure out the all foul, but untamed, unhinged.
Chris
Chris,
says he'll
big.
jump on.
Okay. Big flexing. Good to see you coming out. Got a question derived from your show tonight, so we did give credit in the question too. So
Yeah.
appreciate that. Alyssa,
Hell yeah.
Jay's daughter there. Saw, dude. Just coming in with that action. I like it. You got to let me know if we got to start queuing others. There's we're gonna just call him Will number 2 because we met him far after Will's hella heat, but just just a great Will also, and a good show tonight on Chris's, man.
Yeah,
Well
it
done,
was.
Aaron. Balls of Paradise. Appreciate you coming out too, Aaron. He's been in here quite a bit. And there's Kike. All these going out to Kike still. Much love, brother. I hope things are turning the right direction down there with you.
Yeah.
Again, won't beat it up, but send all the best thoughts Kike's way. He needs those as much as possible. David, join Reptiles. Appreciate you. You're here just about every week too, man. It's awesome. And Eddie was static. Eddie is just across the street from us. Street that's about 6 hours wide, but
Yeah.
other side of the state, hatching some crazy stuff, incredible stuff this year. Some of those HRA darks he just hatched were insane. They look like a Tootsie Roll. Pretty nuts. So good to see Eddie. Appreciate it, man. Hey, Seuss. Haven't seen you in here in a little bit, but he's right down there by Eddie, too. Everybody in the southeast corner of the state coming in. Appreciate it, Hey, Seuss. Some more RWO support right there.
That catches us up.
That catches us all up, man. I had
Yep.
the
Oh, wait. We got a
musical
couple more
guests.
popped in.
Yeah. And who do
Don't
we have? Oh,
fear.
we got party
Vanna's
people.
here.
There it is. Got the party person Banna coming in. But yeah, that's good to see Banna. Always appreciate it. You always bring the right ones. Maki, good to see you too,
Yeah.
Maki. Stopped in your show the other day and got some chuckles out of that. Your combination show with Off the Plank and all those coming in. So that was a great show, actually. You guys are a comical set of people over there, man. Get me cracking up. All right, we all set?
2 more.
Oh, Kurt, good to see you. Been a long time. Haven't seen you in the chats much at all, honestly, on all the different shows. So hope everything's okay over there and everything's going well. Maybe just too damn busy, but appreciate you coming out and the support. Really do.
Yeah.
Tara, appreciate you too. Seeing you bopping around the different chats, not super familiar with you, but I'm definitely looking you guys up and see what you got going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely want to look into see what Tara's got going on for sure. Appreciate you coming out.
Okay, now we're all caught up. What do you guys think of my dragon?
That's
Pretty nice. Very
that's
nice.
something. Yeah, that's definitely something. And that's okay. You got to have some of that stuff.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. So let me get a couple of little housekeeping things done. We're going to go over and we're going to shoot that over to Tommy. If he wants to bop in here, I think that's going to let him do it. Okay. And then let's bring out our guests for this round robin. Yeah, and let's just get this whole thing started. Oh, we got a blackout. That must be Vance hanging out down there. He's the one missing part.
Hey man, fall asleep.
The missing link. And we got Greg, Rippin' Reptiles. We have Jose from Edge of Panic. And we've got Darkness in the bottom corner down there. The dead man is hiding out in the
dead
dark.
man.
That is Vance from Blue Zombie. Hopefully
he'll be back.
He pops
I'd
in
like
there.
to think he went to go get a water.
Thirsty.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with.
Yeah.
right. We're gonna go with water. That's the safe bet.
Yeah, we're gonna go with
Jamie.
water.
Jamie, you're bopping backstage. And we're
Yeah.
gonna just start
See you guys at the
rifling
hot
through
seat.
topics. Yeah. And can't thank you guys enough, honestly, again, for coming out on such late notice. Again, it wasn't scheduled this way, but we wanted to throw something together. And this actually kind of sounded fun, so appreciate it. And anxious to hear your views on these too. I think that's going to be one of the better parts about it. Let's do this there until Vance pops back on its cam. I really don't want him to miss out on these couple questions, though. Kind of being stingy about his responses here, but so let's just start it off anyways. So here's what we're doing.
He'll be last. Right?
Yeah, we'll just put him in last in the rotation. We're going to just pose a question. It's going to be a general topic, and I'd like to hear you guys' point of view on that particular topic and maybe just a little bit of background on where you're at. Some of them are kind of general, and they'll give you a chance to maybe talk about what you're doing too. So we'll start with the first one. Let me just bring this in here. I think I have this all set. Yeah, there we go. 2024 season. We're like halfway through, little over halfway. Where's everybody sitting? How many clutches? Do you have a bunch of girls building? Anything that has hatched? And if so, are you hitting anything you're looking for? I mean, how's it going for you guys in general, I guess? Just a season overview, if you don't mind. And I think we're going to put Greg on the spot right away, yeah? Should we do that?
Let's do it.
Greg, you all ready?
Let's go for it, man. Let's go for it.
All right.
A roll.
Season so far, the snakes are doing what they're supposed to do, man. We've had really good luck. I think, don't get me wrong, because I don't remember. God, we've had clutches. We started our year in January. We cut a clutch in January, and we've been kind of steadily trucking on through. I think we just cut 10, 9 or 10. Man. We've got 3, 4 in the incubator. We've got, matter of fact, we're due to cut 1 this week. We've got 3 girls post Obi getting ready to lay. We got a couple more girls building, and got at least 3 that I anticipate to go before the end of the season here. I'm kind of being cautious as to what pairings we're going to do. We needed some table fodder. Vending has been tough because we just didn't have that many animals to put on the table so far as vending goes. We had a couple GHI clutches, and man, they have sold really fast for us. That's been a really good gem for us this year.
Not to stop you, but like GHI in combo, or like what was going on?
Yeah, so we did the first one that we had in January was a GHI Super Pastel Het Clown to a Pastel Inchy Het Clown. And man, we smashed that clutch. We got a couple clowns combos out of it. One of which, she's actually we believe a blade clown as well. So we think we may have gotten a world's first out of it because we can't find one anywhere else anyone's made. But we had that. We had a couple other clowns out of it. Really good looking clutch. They weren't the best eating clutch. We're still struggling with getting some of those to establish. I don't know what to chalk that up to. It's just been a funny clutch. We had another GHI clutch we've hatched that's been doing pretty well so far as eating. So I don't, sometimes they go, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
So far as odds go, the Exanthic Clown project for me has been a soul crusher, in that we keep missing, Exanthic in general. We've had 2 Exanthic clutches that we just whiffed on the Exanthic on both of them, and we've done shed tests, and everybody is where they are. We put a visual to a het in both cases, and we got clowns. We just didn't get any Exanthic.
How many codoms?
Let me try. It was fire, pastel, and yellow belly mixed in with it. The male we didn't realize, but after we bred, we realized he had yellow belly in him. The Exanthic just kind of hit it with that in the clown. We just really weren't sure. But we knew we were going for the Firefly Exantic because there's such a clean look to them, and we are going to try to get some of those. We got some beautiful Fireflies that are double het.
Nice.
And we got one female clown out of that, one female fire clown, and three Firefly double het males. But I just soul crushing.
Yeah.
That's crazy though, with the visual and a hit.
Right.
I'm sorry, Jason.
No, with the visual and a hit, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of figured we'd hit at least one. It was a small
One or
clutch.
two at least.
Yeah, it was a small clutch. I think it's a first-time girl. It was an adult that we had picked up from another collection. We had really hoped for it, but didn't go well. So we tested her out, and she is 100% het VPI. So the next step is we sent a shed out to Charlie with the male to make sure he's VPI and not TSK.
Sure.
He's an obvious Exantic. It just, I don't know. It's possible we just whiffed on the odds, just had really bad luck.
Yeah.
The other one, we were going to run the same male to the female, but she wouldn't take him. So we tried another simple Exantic male that we have and put him to her, and they did well. We just didn't hit any Exantic on that either.
Yeah. Well, and that happens, but
it is what it is. We did a head-to-head ultramel clutch. We got 4 eggs out of that and smashed with 3 ultramels out of that. So I'm happy with that. I'll go with that.
Oh yeah,
nice. 10 clutches already cut is pretty good. I mean, everybody that we've been talking to for the most part is saying they're late, and I know we are as far as clutches, but 10 cut already is pretty good.
Yeah, we were late last year, but this year the girls kind of hit the ground running, and I mean we had a couple girls that we went to check them for the first time, and they were already at 15 and 20 millimeters. We were like, oh god, we got to pair them. So kind of threw the mail in and let it go where it went. But we've got a couple more that are in the incubator now that I'm really looking forward to. And then I've got I'm going to try to pair my acid boy. He's finally got himself squared away eating and size wise, and I'm going to try to pair him a couple times this year. Neither one of those girls that I'm going to put him with are quite ready yet, so we'll just keep an eye on them and see where it goes.
Okay. That's good. That's good, though. So, yeah, you got a good start to the season. Good jump over to Jose. Let's tell us a little bit about what you got going.
Yeah, it's a huge start. I mean, so clutch number 2 is in the incubator. I cut the first clutch that I cut. Which way am I going? This way. Is I cut on Key's show on Friday. It's not like a week and a half ago. They just shut out. All of them just shut out on that clutch. So I'm gonna start getting them to eat. And then 7 ovulating right now. Should be dropping. So this will, like, for me, it'll be a later season. All my other years have been early on, but 3 of the females I went this year are first time moms. So I don't know when they were gonna go. They haven't hit. So and what else I got going? What I really got going is a website. And it's a website, not a website to sell my snakes, but a pedigree website for reptiles.
Nice.
Yeah, you had talked about that. You got it going, huh?
It's almost done. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, it's almost done being built out. I need to then have people start uploading all their animals, like historical animals. And then we could work from historical from, like, let's say 2 years ago, and then everyone from that, I don't know, it's an arbitrary number, but put in historical and then move forward. That's kind of like the big chunk. That on top of it, trying to hit as many shows as I can this year. I believe I'm going down to Anaheim to help out Rich from Capital City again on Saturday.
Okay. Yeah, you guys you stop in and help him out at his tables, yeah? When you guys have all the shows
Yeah,
going
recently,
on there.
yeah. These shows
Okay.
that I've been going to, I saw him in San Jose. Were you there, Vance, in San Jose?
No, I wasn't.
I was like,
I
dang, I
didn't
didn't see you.
make it.
I saw I saw a few people, but and it's interesting. They kept a lot of I guess like the Bay Area type people. Like it was kind of weird how they had it set up. I liked it. I like San Jose show. The Pomona show is pretty cool too because that's a huge show.
That one's nice.
And what was that?
Oh, that one's nice. The Pomona that you were talking about.
Yeah.
That one's huge.
Well, this one was good because they had the plant, the fish, and the bird expo. All of these different ones. You could go in different buildings and hit up different spots. That was pretty cool.
Nice. And that was the San Diego or the San Jose one, I mean?
No, that's the Pomona one.
Oh,
The San
Pomona.
Jose one was just reptiles.
Okay.
Yeah. The San Jose one, it's like a regional show, if you want to call it something. So it's a smaller show. And then you go to Pomona, which is more like a national show, which like bigger breeders. I mean, I know about this stuff from bodybuilding, so regional, national makes sense to me. I don't know how people make sense of these things. But anyway, San Jose is kind of a smaller show in Pomona there. Anaheim is similar to Pomona, right? It's the same, I think it's the same promotions. Putting
I
them
think
on.
so. Yeah, I think so.
So you're getting good experience with the shows then without actually doing the vending right away, right?
Correct. See, and again, that's what I'm saying. So I'm helping Rich out vending. That's an extra body there to help with everyone coming through because Pomona is huge, right? And you need there was a lot of people there. We almost never left that booth. So we're just sitting there talking, and I could talk snakes all day. Like this is easy. This is fun to me. Like, oh, you want to work behind a booth talking snakes? I'm like, you mean you want me to have some fun? Yeah, I'll go do it. It's not a big deal. I like doing that kind of stuff, right? And Rich was like, oh, thanks for helping out. I'm like, man, I like doing this stuff. I won't vend because I don't have the inventory to vend, and I don't breed like that. And on top of it, it's me by myself, so I can't go. For me to go set up a whole show would be. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't know that I'm willing to do all that right now, especially vend. So I appreciate Rich from Capital City for giving even allowing me to step behind his booth and help him out, and even put that trust in me of his snakes, right? Because he has some pretty cool snakes.
Yeah.
Very nice stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
And we are going to touch on the vending circuit too. So that's
Sweet.
a big part of what one of our topics is going to hit on.
Yeah. I
But
got
your
some info
season's
for you.
kicking along. Yeah.
It's coming along. So my next clutch, the one that's in the incubator, hands down the favorite clutch for the year, the most anticipated one for the year.
And that is, you can't just leave us on that. What do you got? What is this pairing?
Male to a female. I'm just kidding. It's,
Good idea. Solid
Good
idea.
plan. It's a solid start.
it works every time. I promise. You try it out.
Yeah.
I promise it works every time. So a spot nose disco clown bred to a spot nose Anchi disco clown, 100% het clown.
Yeah, disco's kind of your thing, right?
So I'm looking for
Well,
super
but the
disco
Powerball.
Powerball clown.
Yeah, those are
Yep.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
What does the super disco look like?
Yeah.
Like a super disco.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't. You have to look it up. It's hard to explain. I'm like, it looks like a snake with striping and banding and shit. I don't know.
Okay, so it's not all white like
I
a
mean,
silver fire.
it has some yellow undertones, has some black tones.
Does
Okay.
it kind of twist up the pattern a little bit more with the super?
Twisted up? No. It actually in the super form of disco itself is not that impressive. It's impressive. I like it, but it's not like you're gonna look at it and be like, "Holy shit!" But once you put it in combos, that's something else.
Starts to shine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then spot nose. See what I seen with spot nose is a lightning gene. Disco is it's a pretty big lightning gene. You put those together, and your snake from birth to adult age is gonna get lighter. All the blacks are gonna blush out all the blacks. So
See, the thing we've noticed in a lot of spot noses how much I don't want to. It does overall lighten the lights, but they
yeah,
bring so much contrast. Like
Yeah,
the
for
darks and
sure.
lights are
yeah.
miles apart in spot, which
But
is
not
really nice.
when mixed with the disco. And I don't know what that interaction is between the disco, but the disco will lighten all your darks in your snake,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and by a lot, not a little bit, by a lot. So anyone working in the disco, I'll give you a tip: do not put it in DG.
Oh, it just gets too washed, turns into a wash rag.
Well, Elias would like that.
Right?
It has
True.
very faint markings around the alien heads, like real small lines.
Yeah.
For my taste, I don't personally like that. I want that contrast. I want the brightness, but I want that contrast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, gotcha.
So as long as you keep disco out of DG, you're fine. Put it in Krypton.
Yep. All right. Well, your season's off to a good start, and you got a banger coming. Like
Can't
those
wait.
Powerball rounds are insane looking. Now you do have the Powerball issues. You got to kind of dance around and kind of cross your fingers that you don't have a ton of issues there, right? But
Correct.
if they work out, man, is that a crazy looking snake?
Yeah,
Big
let's
Mike,
go.
appreciate you coming out.
Yeah.
And we were going to pass this along. We're going to go to see what the couch has to say about the season.
Hey, is
So
that the casting couch?
yes,
I
but
mean, what is that? What is that? This
we're,
is
we're
crazy. What are you guys
rotating
talking
in the
about?
rotation. Just giving Vance a hard. Here he
Oh,
comes.
there it is. The casting couch has begun. This is just a shoot, I promise.
Right, right.
This is
So
just
same question. Same question to you, Vance. Chris, good to see you. Thanks for stopping out. Um, how's your season starting out, Vance? Where are you sitting and what are you anticipating?
Um,
Little
can you guys
thermometer
see
of
me?
where you're at.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. I can't see myself, so that's why it threw me off. Um, actually, so I got my banana orange dream yellow belly bred with a my pied female. I got to get them locked back up the second time. I've got a blackhead super inchy. Um, something else in there I can't think right now, but it's a blackhead super inchy. I got my banana bred with. I've got a lavender albino het pied female that hopefully will be ready a little bit at the end of this year. And then also at the end of this year, I've got a triple het hypopied clown female that'll go with my ultra male het hypopied clown boy. So, but that will
Nice.
all be later on. So, it's going to be a late season for me, unfortunately.
Hey, that's the way this goes, and you're kind of just getting the ball rolling too. I mean, it's not like you have years of this stuff stacked up to base it off of. So
Yeah.
you got stuff looking promising though. I mean, anything building really heavy and moving that direction, or
Yeah, the pied is actually looking pretty good. So hopefully she should be going here pretty soon. The
okay,
blackhead, I actually bred her. They locked up a few weeks ago, so they just got started into it. But
okay,
the pied, I got her from KG. She was actually she was sitting at like 15 or 13 millimeter follicles when I got her. So she was getting close to ready. The other female that I just picked up, that blackhead, she last time she laid was 2 years ago. That was in October. So I'm hoping that she should be perfect timing to get her going too for this one.
nice,
But
okay. So
yeah,
squeaking in kind of right towards the end of the year, and just call it 24, and
exactly.
25
Yeah,
is going to be crazy for you.
yeah.
All right,
Trying to get a
well, that's
couple
awesome.
Nice.
females going also, but we'll see how that works. But yeah, as long as I
Wait,
got three
how
or
long you
four.
been in? Like
Um,
this is prison and shit. What you in for?
It's a prison of some kind.
Some kind.
so the, for
Yeah.
the so for the breeding part, I've only done this for a few years, but I've actually had snakes since I was like 10.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
yeah, I've been planning on breeding for years, but just barely got it going last year. So
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice. And we have another ad in here, guys. Everybody's probably
Nice.
familiar with him from the chats, but we got Tommy,
What's
Exotic
good?
World of
What's up, man?
Geckos.
What's up, Tommy?
what's
What's
up,
up,
Tommy?
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 How y'all doing?
Welcome,
What's up,
welcome. Doing
Jose?
well.
Welcome. I'm right. I'm right.
Thanks.
Well, Tommy, you're in geckos, not so much in the ball pythons, yeah,
No,
but you
I got
still
I
have a
got ball
season going.
pythons. I got ball
Yeah.
pythons.
Okay. Well, here's the question. You kind of missed out on this earlier, so I'm going to pop it back up there for you, and we're going to put you out there too. Season so far, and this does not have to relate to snakes or anything. Just
All right.
your reptile season, where you're at with your geckos, how things are going. Are you hatching, and are you getting what you want? Out of those hatches. So we're going to put you over there in Vance's spot and hear what you got to say. Right out of the gate, man, you don't get a rest. You got to just
Hey,
jump right in.
Yeah. Y'all hear me good?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So right now, I'm just breeding leopard geckos. I am getting some ball pythons, and I will be breeding them too. But right now, it's just leopard geckos. Also, I have some panther geckos, and I got a one egg left out of Actually, I got three eggs. And then I hatched out 9 geckos this season. But
What
my
kind of
season's
geckos?
done, yeah. Because at the first in the beginning of my season, I had an incubator malfunction, so it killed some of my eggs. So
ouch.
yeah, I only
Yeah.
Oh
had
man.
That sucks. Yeah. What kind of geckos?
I got leopard geckos.
Okay.
And what? How many balls?
2.
Oh, I got
Balls.
5. No, I got 5 now.
I only got one. I mean, I got.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
5 ball pythons now. I just picked up mahogany het pie pair.
nice.
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 Yeah,
Okay. Sumapides are
yeah.
badass. That's a
Then I
good
got
pair.
Babies or adults or subadults?
they about they about like 300, 200 grams.
Nice.
Yeah,
Getting some
and then
weight.
I got a double head clown male. He's a little smaller. And then I got like two, but I got they like rescues, so I'm not breeding those. But the other three I am, but the other two is like adults.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Gotcha.
one's an orange dream, but it was a rescue.
Okay.
I got it eating.
Hey,
It haven't ate for like a year, and then I got it. 2 weeks it wasn't eating. Then I switched it to live, and then it ate. So it's been eating, and now it's in shed.
Nice.
Yeah,
Doing better then. Yeah.
yeah.
so on the leopard gecko side, Tommy, what is it you're working with? What are you pairing up?
Right now I got white and yellow bell albinos.
Bells. Okay.
Yeah, bell albinos. That's the albino I like. There's 3 different types of albinos, but that's the ones I like. And I got tangerines, some tangerine clown, uh, some Max Snows, white and yellow Max Snows, and white and yellow Max Snow bell albino.
Okay.
Yeah,
And now we're just starting into those. Jamie was super interested in the leopards, so we've been
yeah. I've been
reading up on
talking
them.
to her about them.
Yeah, yeah, she likes that. She appreciates all the help, but
Yeah.
the one thing I still don't quite understand is on those clowns. Like, what is the clown doing in a leopard gecko? I don't understand what I'm seeing when I'm looking at those.
Yeah, okay. So a clown comes from like a tangerine and then a different type of morph called like bold. So they cross tangerine and bold and other lines of tangerine, like a emerine. And they named it clown. The guy his name's Matt, and they named it clown. It's like a
Okay, so it's
tangerine. So it's like an orange gecko, but it has a design to it, like red spots. I could show you. I'll show you right now.
sure, yeah.
Let's check it
So
out.
it's a combination of genes rather than being a gene in that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
Well,
it's like a line. So a lot of
gotcha.
leopard geckos are more like lines and
Lines.
yeah,
And
and,
that's where
and
that's
traits
where the
like
genealogy,
polygenic. There's a
the
pronoun
pedigree
for
comes
it.
into play.
Yeah, you see, it's a yellow gecko, but it got orange, and some
yeah.
of them are more like
Almost looks like pied markers, pied saddles on it.
Hmm.
yeah,
That's cool. Sheesh.
I like the tangerine though. That's
Yeah, that's neat.
So, how many eggs do they lay each time?
about 2 eggs. Sometimes first female breeders they will lay like 1 egg, but after that they lay 2 eggs every 2 weeks. After a month, after like a month of them breeding, they lay every 2 weeks, up to like uh 20 eggs is the most I
Oh,
got.
Oh, no kidding. So they just kind of keep double and triple clutching for
Yeah,
you.
but sometimes it's 15. Sometimes like 15 is a good amount, but if they have 20, it's like an adult female.
I didn't realize they laid that
Females
many.
lay less.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But your season's kicking along. You're getting some stuff you want. Have you hatched some things you've been looking for in the geckos, or
Yeah, I hatched out a white and yellow Max Nobel albino. It was like 1 out of 16.
nice? Okay, I
Nice.
have seen those, and those are beautiful.
And I made a nice snow. Yeah, I made some cool stuff.
Okay, we'll be keeping an eye on that, man. And I
Next
do
season's gonna
appreciate
be
you
better,
coming
of
in.
course. I'm getting more stuff this season, so it's gonna be better.
Yep.
Good.
Awesome. Thanks, Tommy. I appreciate you coming out late notice too. I mean, this was something we didn't plan. We asked around, we talked to different people, and to step up and come on here, man, I do appreciate it.
Yeah,
We
I'm
got one left to
okay.
go.
I'm good. Yeah.
I'm gonna drag Jason out there. Jason, how's it going for Forge this season? Where are we at? Jason don't
well,
get to say shit most episodes, so I'm gonna put him on the spot
I
here.
can kind of speak to my side of it. So I think I've got seven. Currently, I have 7 clutches in the incubator. We also cut, I believe, in January. Might have been early February was our first cutting. Um, was actually a 23 pairing, obviously, but we cut that one. That was gravel clutch. So we got super gravel out of that, and then a bunch of gravel, pastel gravel stuff. Um, and then we had the second clutch, which was a complete disaster. So we had talked to maybe a few of you guys about it a little bit, but we've had a female that now 2 years in a row has laid beautiful eggs that are not fertile. So that was a little disappointing. Start off with, I think, 7 eggs. It was 8. One was obviously a dud, but 7 went in the incubator and they all just went bad. So
Ouch.
that was unfortunate. As far as what we've got left, I'm kind of excited about. I guess three of the pairings more than any. One is well, 2 of them. We'll start with the 2. So I've been wanting to get the Orange Dream Mojave kind of combos going. And finally kind of started on that this year. So I've got a GHI Mojave with Orange Dream Enchi Black Pastel Hypo pairing, and then a Mojave Orange Dream Enchi Black Pastel Hypo. So hopefully get some good stuff out of one of those 2 clutches or both. And then I'd say the other one that's kind of exciting too is the Orange Dream Granite Chocolate to an Orange Dream Enchi Black Pastel Hypo. So hopefully get a super orange dream out of that with some chocolate, some other goodies in there. Yeah, I think those are probably the most exciting ones here. We got more gravel stuff coming too. Always trying to get the super gravel so we can move on to some of the supers and get rid of some of the hets and singles that we got. So
Nice.
Yeah, that's where we're going.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, appreciate it, Jay. I'm gonna jump in here and I'm gonna say, ain't nobody hearing one goddamn thing out of this stuff back here. I ain't saying nothing about these pairings. You guys are just gonna have to wait and see. All right, so we're moving on.
What's
We're
up, John?
going to topic number 2.
That's messed up, John. I
Yep,
know you
yep.
be having some things back there, sir.
We're just not talking about all that stuff right now. We're going to be moving on. So season so far, appreciate it, guys. Second topic here, we touched on a little bit with Jose helping out with Capital City, Richie there, but let's get it in here anyway. Expo circuit. Who's been doing what? How many shows have you been to? Are you vending? If not, what was the show like as a buyer? Just walking through. Let's just what's everybody done this year as far as their vending stuff? We're going to start at the bottom here with Jose. Throw him up here.
I don't vend. I've been to 2 shows this year. Smaller one, but it was still pretty big because it was the foot traffic at that show was pretty big. Which is here in San Jose. The experience, I don't know. It's a lot of work, and
It's a lot of work. Yes.
it's a lot of work, and I don't know. You have to be a salesman to some degree, right? And I'm not. I just want to talk to people.
Sure.
I try to be, but I'm like, yeah. I mean, I could answer your questions, and then Rich close the deal or however that goes. But I don't. It's tough for me. I like talking to people, but if I were to take snakes and wouldn't sell them, it's like I wouldn't care. So like for me, it's I would have to see it more as a business for me to go vend, and maybe I'm not there yet. So as far as my collection size, and maybe I'll never be there because my collection size will never be that big.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay with being a spectator right now and an observer. And when I went to the Pomona show, that was quite the eye opener, right? Like the amount of people that attend that show, it's crazy. And it could have been because they had the extra, excuse me, the the fish and then the bird show all at the same
Yeah.
time with the plants. Maybe that's what drew a bigger crowd. But I heard that they didn't really reach all the fish people they could. So it could have been an even bigger show. Maybe next year it'll get even bigger once the word gets out. But
That's a lot
yeah,
of
I
stuff to
mean
mix. Like how big is the like square footage are they doing that in to mix birds
the
and
it's huge.
is it?
It's huge. I mean,
Yeah.
these are like pavilions, right? They're not little. They're like like the Kwanzaa huts or like the half dome buildings that they have.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
make these huge buildings out of them.
Yep.
That's what the main reptile show is, and then they have two, three, or four other buildings where they have the birds and the fish and plants and I don't know how many other stuff. And then they had the um, the auction and a whole nother building to have. I'm like, wow, they got a lot. So I mean, if you have the snakes in the collection to vend, yeah, those are like there's a lot of foot traffic and there's a lot of possibility to sell a snake. So
Sure.
yeah, I can see the pool on vending is just I don't see myself ever being that big enough to vend or produce that amount of snakes to vend.
Sure. Gotcha. But a good insight either way. I mean, it lets you know. So, Vance, what do you got to tell us? Been to any?
Um,
Seen different things? What's your
so I
experience
can't
there?
really say that I've vended before. I've been to plenty of shows, so I really don't have the experience in that part. The one I am planning though, I'm trying to debate because the one that we normally have like in Tulare, they have that one in April every year, but they ended up putting it. What was it this year or no? Sorry, last year they had it in because they were doing some remodeling at the where they had it, so that ended up going from April to October, but then the next year they did it in April again, but then they turned around and also they're going to do it in October. But the problem with October was they had the Fresno Fairgrounds around at that time. So that pulled a lot of money where one of the breeders I know, he goes every year to the like multiple shows, in fact, throughout the state. But that one that he went to, I asked him and he said he didn't make any money that day. And when I was there like that, I was out there for probably about 3-4 hours and there wasn't like a ton of people, but I mean, I honestly I didn't see no sales out there. So what I'm hoping is that with that expo, that they at least if they're gonna do it again, because I just looked it up and they're gonna have it again this fall, so they'll keep two different dates, but as long as they keep it away from that Fresno Fairground time. And then in September we have the Tulare Fair. So you got September and October. So as long as they kind of go maybe somewhere in the middle or something, where people can make that money. I mean, I definitely think that's going to help out a lot.
I think we're starting to see that too in different areas where they're lumping too much stuff together and people plan one thing. They got the money to
Yeah.
spend for that 3 month period and then they're done. They're not going to all of these. You know what I
Right.
mean? So makes
Yeah.
sense that
And
way.
especially when, like, I mean, you said all that money, like the Fresno Fair, that takes so much. I mean, what, $40-$50 for a bracelet for the whole day. And then
Yeah.
the sodas. I mean, you're spending a few $100s just to go there. I mean, people don't have the money to do the expo and everything else. So
Sure. But something you're looking forward to maybe pursuing, or are you still just going to do the browse through and look? Because we're on
So
that side of the fence big time.
I might try to go this year. It all depends where they run that date at. As long as it's maybe not there, I'm still kind of debating on it. But I'm definitely going to be vending this next year when they have the April one. So I'll hit up the one September, October, whenever they hit that. Just not sure if I'm going to vend, but next year that is my goal.
Nice.
But I still got to do it's so much though because you got the banner to make up. That's $200-300 depending where you go. Then
Tablecloth,
the tablecloth, your display cases, all
display
that.
cases,
I
Yeah.
mean that's $500, roughly just for one display case. So
tables,
tables.
everything,
Luckily, the
everything there.
tables. Don't quote me on the tables. I don't. I can't speak for every other show like how they run it. But like for the Tulare one, I can say that I know they do supply the tables for it because
Even
that's one
extra
thing.
tables.
Yeah, because I was looking into that. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to go spend like probably $100, $50 or whatever, $100 on a table. And then so when I went and looked, it was luckily they supplied the table. But
They
then you
do at
got your
most
extension
places.
cord.
They
Yeah.
do at most places, but it's probably good to have maybe
Good.
one or two in the bag just in case they don't have enough to
Exactly.
extra supply. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
Right.
they do supply you with even extra. Rich got extra tables at both the shows that we went to, so they do
Nice.
have them.
Nice. All
So
right. Well,
you should go. Sorry, hold on. You should go to the Anaheim or the San Jose one instead of the Tulare one. Why do you go? Why the Tulare one?
It's just kind of close by, and the car hasn't been running
Oh,
that great, so I really can't take a long trip
gotcha.
out that way.
You're closer to Tulare. I
Yeah,
thought you were
Tulare.
further up. I thought you were further up north. I gotcha.
Yeah, I'm like 40 minutes from Fresno. That's my old stomping ground.
Oh,
So
yeah.
gotcha.
I thought you were closer up this way. My bad.
that'd be
Hey,
nice. Shoot.
distance is a big thing, man.
No,
Distance
no.
is a big thing.
I'm like 5 hours from Fresno.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
you're
Okay.
you're
anyways,
past Frisco, or
yeah, about 45 minutes past Fresno.
okay.
All right. Well, next up, I know he's got some stories for us because I've heard a couple tales and a little bit of Instagram posts here and there. But Greg, you've been bending. What's the story and how's it gone?
We have. Let's see. We've done 3 shows this year. We did the uh, Show Me Show in Hampton, Virginia. That was in was that February or March. I think it was
Oh,
March.
early. Okay.
Yeah. That was actually a pretty decent show for us. Had really good. We had good placement. We had good foot traffic. We had some sales. I mean, enough sales that made the day well worth it. Um,
Nice.
and got to make a lot of really good connections with people who have later on called and wanted to make a purchase of an animal or wanted to discuss, clutches we have in the future. So, that was a really good show for us. After that, we did the Repticon in Chesapeake, Virginia, and that, man, honestly, we only did one table of that show because we didn't have a lot of stock to bring. Um, we didn't have the best table placement. We were kind of like in one of the side aisles, so the main thoroughfare, people were going up and down, and they missed some of the side aisles. We
Setup's
had
a huge thing, right? The way they have it organized in position. Yeah. Gotcha.
absolutely,
Position is
um,
big.
and we usually try to take a ambassador animal or two because it helps with people who want to hold the animals who they're just there for that. They're not actually intending to purchase the animal, so instead of having our hatchlings come out of the enclosures, we'll have an ambassador animal. No, we're not bringing these out unless somebody's buying them, but you're more than welcome to go over and hang with the animals over there. So, and that helps to bring a little traffic around the table, but sometimes it can bring, I'm not
The
sure how.
wrong kind of traffic or a
No,
crowd that
Yeah,
hangs.
not to the wrong kind. So you end up with a crowd of people around the table who are just waiting there for their kids to touch the snake.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people who would otherwise be looking at the animals can't get the table to look, and you try to do your best, try to shuffle it off. And so at the Chesapeake show, we didn't do as much of that. We still did it, but we didn't do as much because we only had one table there. So if we get out there with the animal, we're going to block up our table quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but that was not a good show for us. We didn't have a single sale at that show.
And some of that's, don't get me wrong here, but some of that's like a feel out process too, pause. But like to figure out
No pause.
what works and what,
It
what
is.
works and what doesn't. When you're new to it, it's like, hey, this sounds like a great idea, but in practice, it just doesn't pan out. It causes other issues, right? So, I mean, all of that's part of the experience that we would make
Well,
the same damn mistake. We'd be like, hey, let's bring some for them to hold, but maybe
well,
not the best
and
idea.
we have friends of ours who do that. One friend of mine, he has a really large retake that he takes to the shows, and
To
he
eat the
will,
children, right?
yeah, and but he charges like I think $5 or $10 to take your picture with the retake. So he'll actually,
Sure.
take a picture there. And
That's
it
nice. He's
works.
like the minesweeper then.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
works well because he pays for his table fees every time with that, and sometimes he makes more from that than he does from selling animals. So
Yeah.
we considered doing that, but that's not really what we want to be about necessarily. We truly try to give people a good experience with the animals, and there's a lot of people who will come up and are afraid of the animals, and we just try to get them through that. And a couple times that's really worked out well for us and worked out in sales. So it's hit or miss, depends on your crowd. And just this weekend we did the Gettysburg show.
Okay. Saw Kent was asking about that. So how was that experience there?
It was a good show. From what I've understood from the other vendors there that I talked to, the crowd isn't what it has been previously. They said usually it can be shoulder to shoulder in there, and it just wasn't that. It picked up a little after lunchtime because the crowd before lunchtime was starting to get a little scary. But after lunchtime, it picked up pretty good. But it wasn't a buying crowd. Um, Most of the vendors that we talked to, it was one sale, if any. A couple had two, and a couple had pre-sales that they'd brought with them, which that always helps at a show. But
Sure. Yeah.
yeah, people just don't have a lot of money to throw around right now, and I can't blame it all on that. We didn't have. I think we took something like 26 animals, and they're pet quality animals. Because this is a whole year for us. Anything that's visual for us this year stays because we just got to build our own breeding stock. Um, but I don't know, it was a bit of a letdown. I was hoping for a better outcome with that show, but we're gonna probably try it again in November and see how that goes. The hardest part about that show is it's a 5.5 hour travel for us, so you got a hotel stay included in that. The table fees weren't bad for the show; they were reasonable, probably the most reasonable that I've seen out there. Um, I think they were $50 a table, and that included power.
Damn, cheap.
That's great
That's
because
really reasonable.
yeah, there's a Virginia Beach um, show me show coming up in a week or two. We were going to do that, but I think we just decided we're just not going to do that one because that one's $150 a table, and we don't have that much stock right now, and it's hard. What we have is hard to move, um, and it's just I don't think it's the right time, honestly, for us. So we might
Sure.
just sit this one out and build up a couple clutches and see what comes out in some of the fall shows.
Okay. Gotcha. But overall, I mean, so far you're gaining a lot of traction as far as your process, and it's going okay that way. At least you feel like it's worth it for
Yeah,
that.
the exposure honestly has been the greatest part of all of that is to get out there let people know who we are, let them see our face, let them see the animals that we have, as well as a little hint of the animals that we're going for. Um, and it's the experience is invaluable.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's one of those things that you build as you go. I'm not a salesperson. Unfortunately,
Jose.
All right.
but fortunately, my passion for the animals is what carries me, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
able to transfer that or to display that to the people that I'm talking to, and we get a lot of compliments in that regard.
Nice.
So I mean,
Yeah.
it's we've had a lot of positive remarks, so I'm happy with where we're at so far.
Good. Hold on to that positive thought because the next question is not positive at all, and we're all going to beat it up. So, but we got one left. Tommy, we're going to bring you out.
All
Have you
right.
doing some shopping, some vending? Where
Yeah,
have
I
you been
haven't
to the
vended yet.
shows?
Yeah, I haven't vended yet, but I've been to a bunch of shows. I'm in Florida, so we have one like every month. But I've been to Tinley too last October, and Daytona. So I've been to a few, and
Nice, nice.
in the future I would like to vend because I like to show off my geckos and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
Are you going to Daytona here in a month
yeah,
or
hell yeah,
2-3 weeks, whatever?
yeah. I'm just
Nice.
an hour away.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
hang
It'll
out.
be fun, man.
I'm
For sure.
thinking
We're
I don't
coming
know if
down.
I'm gonna do the VIP pack. I probably just go Saturday, but I see what happens.
Yep, we're doing the same. Coming in Friday night late, and we're going to take off Sunday. So we don't have a ton of time trying to get all the work schedule, but we'll definitely find you there. Whoever else is going in this group too. We should
Yeah.
probably get together in this little powwow. Quick check: who's doing Daytona, who's not. What's going on in this group of six here?
We got to
I
sit out this.
It's a long ways from California.
All right, man. God damn it, you guys. I was hoping for a way better reaction. All right, we'll put you back in your
Sorry.
spots, I guess.
Yeah.
Move away from that topic, but
I have other shows to attend to.
I'll
right.
say this, John. Daytona is a lot to take in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Oh,
past
I'm
two
sure.
years, and where it's in the two rooms,
yeah.
it's taken me a day for each room to get through.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think for us it's almost more just meeting the people that are from the industry that we've met, online and stuff, but haven't met in person that are going really.
Well, that's going to take even longer.
Yeah, probably. Well, just to
They're not
find them,
going
right?
nowhere.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all about that Saturday night pass out in the surf. That's what it's about, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they
I'd
got
love I'd love
the
to go,
U.S.
but
stock auction on Saturday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll definitely be part of that. So throw some money at US Arc. Also, haven't mentioned it yet this show. Top corner of the screen there. Silver members have been forever. If you're not supporting US Arc, do something about it. You don't have to get a membership. Throw a couple bucks. I mean, when you buy something, throw that extra change in the US Arc tip jar. You buy your reptile products. So many places have that option. You want to donate and round up to the next buck? Round up to the next buck, man. It's totally worth it. We need that. So, all
Mhm.
right. Well, we're going from expos now. I'm going to throw myself back up here because, God, I love the look of me on the camera. I don't know why, but conflict. Conflict in snakes, conflict in sales, conflict in the industry, period. How do you handle it, and what's everybody's thoughts? I'm going to lay the groundwork real simple for this, and I won't get into details, but we ran into a rookie error, 4 years into this now, that we went off a bunch of assumptions. We had a sales snake that we needed. It fits one of our projects perfectly. Um, Visual DG, some other things in there that fit really nice with our project. Huge, not huge, but decent name. Um, Piles of reviews. Other DGs in their current sales and selection. They know what a DG is. Buy it. Didn't ask a lot of questions. We don't hassle people when everything looks good. We don't harp. We don't want 42 pictures. We don't do that to people. Got the snake? Not a DG.
Yeah.
Absolutely not even close to it. This is not even a good looking visual for the genes it has, much less a DG.
Ouch.
Paid a DG price for this snake. Zero reply. Got the snake, answered within 2 minutes of unboxing it. Hey, it arrived here. It's not what we ordered. Ready to ship it back. Tell us when and where. We're not. We have no use for the snake. We have 42 other snakes with these genes that aren't visual, that look better than this, quite frankly, already. We have no use for the non-visual. No reply. 3 days this goes by. Zero reply. So, with that information, I'm going to start off with Greg. What's your first step? What do you do?
Damn.
Where did you purchase the animal? Is that a Morph
Well,
Market purchase?
yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm going to be sending Darian an email and saying, hey, can you get involved with this a little bit and see what they can do? But the other thing is, I mean, I'm not one for getting out here and putting people on blast, but if you've got breeders out here that are treating people that way, other people need to know about it. You know, it seems like
Yep.
things go on for a while and then something big happens, and then you hear 20 people come from a year before and say, "Oh yeah, well he sold me a false head here, or he did that to me here, or sold me an animal with mites," and they come out of the woodwork. Well, why don't you say something when that's going on? Why don't you say something when that happens, so that individual, if that's going to be the way that they're playing, they can't go and do that to someone else and make someone else a victim of that. Someone who might not know better, someone who might not catch it.
Gotcha. Yep. And that's what we're just putting the temperature gauge out there. I mean, we already have our plan. We know what we're doing, but to make
Yeah.
people aware of it, that you do really still have to be careful. This
Yeah.
has got like almost 100 reviews, 100% positive reviews, 20 years in the industry, and what? Like, are you closing shop? If you're closing shop, just tell us you're closing shop. You know what I mean? If
To speak to that,
whatever.
we had an animal that we purchased from a breeder out of Delaware. It was supposed to be a 2-year-old female VPI pet. Got the animal. I don't remember what she weighed, but she was almost 3 foot long and a couple hundred grams. It was ridiculous, and
Yeah.
I was so angry. I immediately called TJ and I'm like, yeah, we're getting ready to get, animal control involved where this chick is from, and we're going to handle this. But then my fear was with Delaware's laws, number one, she was never supposed to sell that animal to begin with, never supposed to possess it. So what's ultimately going to happen is they're going to take the animal and they're going to destroy the animal. And we're like, yeah, no, we're not going to let that happen. We'll keep her here. And we just, being the first one, we just come in at that point. We're just getting our name out there, and we're like, we just come in and we're throwing people's names under the mud. How's that going to look for us, and what's that going to look like, in the future? So we just kind of we ate that and just kind of moved forward with it. I think we were on a live one night talking about it in KG's like, who was it? Why didn't you put them out there? Why didn't you put them on blast? And we kind of said, we're just coming in. We don't want to rock the boat too much because let's face it, there's a lot of politics to this industry and this community, and you got to know who you're talking to and who you're talking about before you open your mouth. So we just kind of sat back and kind of took that one go. I mean, we still have the animal. She's healthy now. As a matter of fact, she's probably going to breed for us next year. But it's really shitty what you've got out there. Now you have a different outlet because now you can get involved with Morph Market. You can let Darian know what's going on and he can stop that at that end. So at least that removes that venue for them to continue that in the future. You'd expect that of sale to come from Craigslist or something like that, but from Morph Market, you're really not expected to see that. So
Exactly. And from somebody that clearly knows better. I mean, they just know better. They have everything else listed according to photos correctly and ID'd right, and everything looks good. And you get that, and you just go, you know better. You know what you did, and it's intentional at some
I
point.
was less than a year in ball pythons and knew that animal was not healthy the way it was. So
yeah. Okay. Well, just to gauge again, I mean, conflict happens and how everybody's thoughts are on resolving it. So, Jose, you're up, man. You're on the platform for the same question. Like,
How do you deal
what
with
do you do in
conflict?
that scenario? You know?
I do. I mean, I deal with the person. If so, as much as this is not a business for me, I treat it as a business. So in conflict resolution, I will treat it as a business. If you're dealing, if you're messing with something financially, it'll be dealt with accordingly. I mean, Morph market, whatever. If it's a personal matter, you go to the person, handle it with the person. I'm not one to necessarily put things out there. I'll go
Yeah.
to the person, to the source.
Yep,
So
exactly. And we haven't done that. You
we
know,
can
we're
always
like,
talk, right? I mean,
right, right.
as long as people are willing to listen, we talk, and most of the time it's a misunderstanding or whatever it may be, and it's
Yeah.
easily worked through. But
Yeah.
Oh, we did attempt. I mean, for a week and got absolutely no response. Right, lots of responses
no,
right up
for
until
sure,
they got the money, but then
for
nothing.
sure. In your regard, I would do the same thing. I tried to reach out. If nothing happened, I'd go to the next level. You tried
Yep.
one route, didn't work. You go to the next one.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a
And
business. That's how you do it. It's how you do it at work, right? You have to go step by step. If this one doesn't get the problem solved, you go to the next one. You go to the next one.
yeah, step by step. So pretty simple in your mind. I guess my bigger thought is at least to your close acquaintances in this industry,
Yeah,
do you relay that information? I almost feel like you have the responsibility to. And
Yeah.
not to go
depends,
like
right?
on this show and go, hey, this person raw, you know, but at
Right.
least let,
It depends on how you deliver the message, but it also depends on how the person receives the message. So I
sure,
don't know, man. I don't know. It depends on how wrong the person does things for me to even put it out there. I suppose. I don't know. At some point, I don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
I
it's a
understand
tough
what
one,
Greg is
right?
saying, especially since he was new, right? And that's a difficult position. And you're like, oh, I'm just taking on chin as a stripe of honor because that's what happens when you're
Yeah.
brand new in the industry and you're coming up. You have to pay your dues, whatever it may be, whatever you want to call it, right? It's like this coming up in the industry, and that's right. You don't want to rock the boat, so you're trying to get to the top without too much trouble, right?
Yeah, all relative on the scale, but you know when something is that blatantly wrong and zero attempt, that's the thing that kills me. Like
I
if
don't.
you're attempting to work it out or some
Right.
coordinate, but the complete lack of you know participation from that side,
Yeah.
that's a bad flag in my mind.
But
But
it also
Well,
depends on how much is involved, right? Like now,
exactly. I mean,
if
this
there's a
is a
lot,
four
yeah,
yeah 4G and Desert Ghost. I mean, we know what they cost, right? So it's not like
right,
a $200-300 snake. So it's a little bit
exactly.
upsetting.
So it's
Yeah.
it's it's different, right? I haven't dealt with anything to that extreme. I mean, outside of here, I have, and I've taken the appropriate actions. But it's like, I don't. I mean, in the industry, because of the nuances of having to deal with people, and
Hmm.
it's a close knit community, and I don't know.
yeah, yep. Yeah. So KG, I mean, I agree. I think people should know. I again, not on the wrong forum. I think when you talk with people you're familiar with and you're close with,
Mhm.
they should know those people
Yeah.
are out there. I would never, until this is resolved, come out and say, "Hey, this is this person." This way, you know, it's just not our style. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I mean,
just keep
like I said,
talking.
I do agree. Put the information out there. I don't know, but again, it would be nice to just be like, hey, this is what happened, and
Yeah,
then let the audience be the judge and the jury. I'm okay with that too. But if that's
sure.
if that's what's gonna happen, then let's all do it, right? It's not some do it and then some don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Speaking
we're
of,
if
let's
we're gonna
all
do it,
do
let's
it.
all do it.
Yeah.
I'm all for a community movement of something better. I mean,
Create the rules
I
and
have
let's
no,
all work to the same rules.
you know,
Yeah, yeah.
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 All right, Vance, your 2 cents. Throw them in the pot.
Yeah.
What do you think? Hang them up,
Um,
string them, drag them behind a truck.
yeah, all of it. Yeah, I mean, I've had a few situations before where I've had people screw me over on something. There was one, the guy, so he went, I bought a snake from him, a lavender albino het pied. He's like, yeah, she eats real good. She'll be ready by like in 3-4 months time, like by April. This was a few years ago. That snake will not eat for shit. She wouldn't eat for like 4 months when I first got her, and then finally started eating. But she doesn't eat like you said. But I got a second one from him also. Well, that one, I had it for a few months, and then it went to the bathroom, and I was like, it looks weird. It's not a normal poop. So kind of smelt it, like, man, it smells funny, just everything about it. So I'm like, something's up with the snake. Well,
Did you
she's like,
taste it?
didn't quite get that far.
What?
It was already cold by that time.
Dip a finger in there, like
So
It was already cold.
It smells it. You might as well.
so that one I ended up that guy, to me, I felt he did me wrong. Because I even texted him. I was like, hey man, told him what happened, and he's like, oh, that's weird. And he kind of like basically ghosted me after that. Like on his I think on his Morph Market or some crap, he even blocked me, like I can't even get on there. So in that situation, like I'll tell people about it.
I'll tell everyone as long as
But I probably wouldn't go out on YouTube blasting his name. If the guy actually ripped me off for money, then I'd say, yeah, I'm going to put him out there. I had another one, this chick, I bought an adult from her, a clown, I think it was a pastel clown lesser. And I sent her the money. And then like Jose said, or Jason, one of them, like, oh yeah, we got the money. They always let you know on that part. But then when it came time that I got her paid off, and I was like, hey, I want to have her shipped out, I couldn't get a hold of her. But well, even the first guy, when I tried, because I had went to have one of those shipped, and he was over there, he didn't get a hold of me for a few weeks either. And he's like, oh, I was over at the PGA golf tour. I'm like, oh, well, that's fucking great. You're worried about watching golf instead of shipping out the snake.
right.
And the chick, she did the same shit. After I paid her off, she goes and takes, like, I tried to get a hold of her for a month and a half, and I couldn't. And so I ended up getting a hold of Morph Market. Well, Morph Market, like, they pinched that in the butt real quick. They tried getting a hold of her. Like, I had to send over all the information, like the messages on Morph Market, all that. And then so I sent them the information. Then they turned around. They tried to get a hold of her. She wouldn't get a hold of them. So they took and blocked her account, canceled it out on Morph Market. So I was like, all right, sweet. Like, they don't play around. And then so like a few days later, day or two later, she gets a hold of me and she's like, oh, I was on a trip. She went out of the country. I'm like, well, that's great. You're on a fucking vacation too. Like everybody's vacations, and the PGA golf tour is more important than sending my shit.
Yep.
So like, I ended up getting the money back from her, but like, I won't put her on blast now. Like, as far as on like YouTube or something, I will tell people if they ask her something, whatever. I'll tell them who it was and the person and everything. But I got the money back. So, but basically, I mean, their business sucks.
Yeah, if they fixed it, right, that's a different story. Like
Completely
I have
different if
yet
it's
to
resolved.
I have yet to deal with someone who has done something that hasn't fixed it. Like I have no problems with any but I don't deal with a whole bunch of people, so
Yeah.
Right.
And
I try to limit that.
like, but that's the thing. If somebody burns you, put it out there. I have no problem with it. I will.
Yeah, fine.
Like, I'll tell everybody.
Yep. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. If you
Well,
have a spill, man,
if it's
people
not
don't-
rectified, go put it out there.
Yeah.
Like that's how else are you supposed to let everyone know, like, hey, right? And maybe they'll turn around and do something about it, and then you turn around and you tell people like, hey, they fixed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, gotcha. That's fair.
Our very first Morph Market purchase, we had an animal mix-up, and the breeder sent the wrong animal to us, and they immediately, I mean, they were calling us before we got the animal and saying, look, I think I made a mistake. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send the animal that you paid for and just keep the other one. Like, no, we'll send it back to you. Just, we want what's fair. He's like, no way. You keep the animal. That was my mistake. move on. So I mean, that's you get both
Yeah,
sides of it.
we've had that scenario for sure, and then no issue, when people
Yeah,
handle it right.
yeah.
But Tommy, have you run into that? What's your resolution on
Yeah.
that? I mean,
To be honest, I haven't had no bad experiences with anybody I dealt with so far.
That's good, man.
really,
Yeah.
that's good, man.
I heard
That's
a
real.
lot of stuff, but nothing happened to me. So I
Yeah.
guess I'm steering clear.
Yeah, you've been fortunate too, because like I say, it's certainly not our first purchase, not our first sale. We've been
No, and
doing
like
both
John
for
said,
3-4 years, and
yeah,
all the
this,
indicators are good for this person. Their
yeah,
record is good. I
yep,
don't get it. I really don't. I
Dude,
mean,
that's
unless it's a closing shop situation, which it could be. Like they're
right.
just getting out and they're just getting rid of whatever and they're done. Maybe that's it. But
don't care.
yeah, it's
Still
weird.
want the money back.
Yeah,
If they're
absolutely.
getting out
Legit.
or not,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So now we're winding back down. Jamie came back to her seat. We're gonna do something a little bit different here, guys. So Tommy, I'll take you off blast, so you ain't sitting there feeling like
Nah,
in
you
the
good, man.
in the headlights there. But we're gonna do something different. Every week we do this, guys. We do a hot seat, but everyone on here has been on the hot seat. Well, Tommy, you haven't, but we didn't know you were coming on tonight for sure. But we got you the link, and we're glad you did come. But we never turn the hot seat back on ourselves. So Jason's Jason's gonna have to take a minute. He's gonna have to prep, but he's screwed. He is so screwed for this deal because Jamie knows him too well. So she's got all the right questions to just put him in the hot seat. So we're going to that. Gives Jamie a chance to get on here and have a little bit of fun with it too. But when we come back, we got a completely different topic. One that Jose thought was a good one to touch on, and I agree. It's going to be your social media growth,
Nice.
and the good ways to go about that, and the not so good ways to go about that. So, um, yeah, we're going to also touch on Jamie's back here cueing me like a little canary in the mine to keep me away from the gas. But she's telling me we need to run Charlie's commercial. If you guys don't know, Charlie did step up and was great about it. He said, I've been watching for a while. Would you guys consider a sponsorship for your show? And we're like, absolutely. It's an absolute honor. So just a quick commercial for him, and then we'll go to the hot seat. All right, guys. Catch you back here in just a few. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason, I love your sportsmanship.
Oh, thank God for the fire. Oh man.
Snow blizzard or bonfire?
Oh, both.
All right. I'm going to start you out with an easy one.
Okay.
Bacon or sausage?
I'm gonna go with sausage.
Winter ice fishing or summer bonfires?
Ice fishing.
What's your favorite type of cheese?
Um, I'll go with cheddar.
Text messages or phone calls?
Text messages.
Would you rather foresee the future or change the past?
Wow, that's a good one.
I
I
would
guess
change the future.
I guess I'll change the future. Yeah.
A world with no crime or no privacy?
No crime.
Would you rather take a boat ride or a long car drive?
I'll take a boat ride.
Trivia or Pictionary?
Pictionary.
Sushi or barbecue ribs?
Barbecue ribs.
Oh, you surprised me on that one. Always daytime or always night?
Always daytime.
Rock climbing or deep sea diving?
Deep sea diving for sure.
Spontaneous trip or completely planned itinerary?
Spontaneous trip.
What is an invisible thing you wish humans could see?
Wow. Um,
Marshmallows.
I would say an invisible thing I wish people could see.
He's in a snow blizzard.
Man alive. It is cold out here. How about electricity?
Yeah, that's good.
Because I can't think of anything else invisible that you want to see.
What instrument do you find the most annoying?
What's the little plastic thing that kids got? The
Recorder.
The recorder for sure. By
Okay.
far. Right above the kazoo, I think.
Yep. What condiment makes every food better?
Wow, that's a 50-50 for me. I'm gonna
It's
go.
on fire.
I like ketchup. So I'm gonna go with ketchup.
Ketchup? Okay.
Yeah.
What is your superpower of choice?
Off the flames, man. That's where I've been warming my hands right there. That's where you light your marshmallow.
It's so good.
Superpower, man. I'm gonna go with teleportation.
Where would you go?
Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
Again.
Can you take somebody with you?
Yeah, that's the one I want. The double teleportation is the one I
Okay.
meant. That's the one I meant to say.
Good deal.
Yeah.
If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you choose?
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Still sticking with that one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What do you wish you had more time for?
Oh man, how long you got? I mean,
As long as
seriously. Yeah, I wish I had more time to think about the answer to this question. That's what I wish. No. Yeah, I mean, honestly, just about everything. I always feel like the days are too short. I never get everything done.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick between them. Yeah, probably more time. If I had to pick one thing, I'd say more time with my kids. Either way, now or when they were little, but I feel like I missed. Well, I think a lot of people do, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So maybe going back to that other one, you would change the past instead of
and that's
future?
why I struggled. That's why I struggled with it a little bit, because there's some
Yeah.
stuff I would change. There's a lot of things I wouldn't, even some bad things that I wouldn't change. But
right.
Yeah, we'll go with the future. It's
okay.
Be good to know what's going to happen.
Yeah, for
Maybe.
sure. When you're in a rush for dinner, what's your go-to recipe?
Pizza. Put the pizza in the oven is my recipe.
What's your favorite brand
Of
pizza?
Pizza?
If you're putting a frozen pizza in the oven, what's it going to be?
If it's a frozen pizza, if it's frozen, I don't know. The lots of matzos are pretty good. Supreme only. Yeah.
Okay. What 3 words would you pick to describe yourself?
I'd say honest,
hot, cold,
freezing. And I would say empathetic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That was it. Unless you want me to wrap it up with what would you like to be known for?
Okay. I would like to be known as an honest person that people can count on.
Very good. I love your atmosphere there.
Yeah, man, I'm just happy for the fire, to be honest.
I bet he's really sweating his balls off.
I'm dying. I'm literally dying in here.
I'll let you out of the hot seat. Thanks for being a good sport. Thank you everybody for coming out tonight, and don't forget to like, follow, share, and subscribe, please.
Well, all right. Jesus Christ, I don't know if we're on Saturday Night Live or freaking No Remorse or what's going on here, but that was a hell of a skit there, guys. Appreciate your participation in that.
Well played.
We're
Well played.
Good.
gonna give Jason a minute to just thaw out. But anyway, what do
Right?
you guys think of that? Was that worth the little break in time there? I got
Yeah,
it.
That's good.
All right, cool.
it was pretty
Yeah,
good.
we're gonna give Jason time to get back here, but I'm gonna start right into the next one because we are getting long here, gentlemen. We're at an hour and a half, and we aren't even halfway through this shit. So let's pop this one up. Next question on the block: social media growth thanks to Jose, which is a great question. Organic following slowly built, or getting a big jump with big numbers out of the gate? Some other questionable, in my opinion, question. But what do you guys think? What's the best bet for getting out there on social media and brand going? Um, let's start with you, Tommy. We'll go reverse order from last time. What's your best go to?
Well, I just started my Instagram, so I just but I think like doing it organically, but I gotta do it better myself, like posting a lot and like engaging with people, talking to people, and yeah, that
Yeah,
pretty much yeah.
kind of overlaps a little bit
I'm
on the
still
camera.
learning. I'm still learning Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you have any other outlets, Tommy? You got anything else
I
going?
got a YouTube. I just really use Instagram, and then I
Okay.
just go to shows, talk to people. Yeah,
Yeah, I gotcha. Hey, but it's a start, man. Anywhere you can
yeah.
start. So absolutely. Going right down the line, Jose, you're up. Your question, you got a lot to say on this. I know you do.
Followers. I mean, organically, by far the best, right? You don't have you have people who are following because they follow you, not because the reason I ask this question is because I have another account started years ago, and I paid a company for followers. So you pay someone, and they organically start interacting with a community that you told them you want them to help you out build, right? And they got that account to 25,000 followers.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I was like, damn. You guys, I mean,
Jesus.
that's cool. However, I don't know any of these people.
Mm.
They don't interact with my stuff very much.
Right.
I didn't pay a whole bunch to get these followers, so it's not like it's difficult. Anyone can do it, but ultimately, at the end of the day, you want people in your community, in the people who follow you to follow you and to rock with you, not to just be bystanders to fill some void or whatever. It's just yeah. So everything that I'm doing right now, it's like if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, right? If what you're putting out there, people like, it's cool. If they rock with it, it's cool. If they don't, that's cool
That's
too,
cool
right?
too. Yeah.
Everything works. It's like we're all here. I find podcasts that I like. I go here, I go there, and you try to hit up a whole bunch of stuff and do all these kinds of things and show your support where you can and how you can. So, organically is good. I see, and there's so many people in the community who are supporting everyone and everyone within the community. I see on social media. I see on even I don't know YouTube social media, but even on like YouTube and stuff, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like where we're at right now. So I would yeah, organic is always going to be the best.
So I understand your point, and I do agree that that audience that's going to stick with you and came to you for a reason and stays there is far more valuable.
Mm.
But let's look at the other side of this coin. So you got 25K on this account, right? So
Mm.
like how many of those 25K may
Yeah,
not have found you but still rock with you afterwards, still like it, still hang out, you know what I mean?
a
Just
few, but
just to
the
see
problem
that.
yeah the problem is like say I post something, people and so the people who are following me on this other account are not bots, but they're people from like different countries and stuff, but they're interested in like bodybuilding.
Mhm.
So if I post anything outside of bodybuilding, I'll get a few kind of random people that I don't know that follow me that will like it, but The majority of my followers are interacting with my posts. It's only friends and family who I have on that account who are who are kind of really supporting that account. And it's not an account that I use necessarily. I just have friends and family on there that I still connect with. So.
Okay. Gotcha. So you got a strong viewpoint. You want fewer followers that are loyal and they're just your crew. That's what
Yeah.
that's your
And
goal.
more of a personable type of following. People that you interact with. Yeah.
Yeah,
Interaction is
absolutely.
important, I think, especially in this hobby.
For sure. 100% agree. All right, Vance, you're up, man. You got a lot of following just purely off that damn logo. I know that.
Yeah. So I think organically, I mean, I guess that's cool if somebody wants to go out there and just push for a bunch of followers. Like, I know one guy that he just got into the hobby and he's already like within, I don't know, maybe 4 months now, pushing 6 months. He's at like 650 or something like that on Instagram. But personally, I want to know people. I mean, yeah, you're not going to talk to everyone and know everyone, but I mean, just get out there, just know people as much as possible. And I mean, it sucks to have that many followers, but then nobody really messes with you or anything. And it's
Right.
like, you know, man, you got 10,000 followers, but only 50 likes or whatever. So, yeah, I kind of like to do it a little slow, get out there and just,
Slow
meet
burn.
people and
Yep.
build it up. And,
Yeah,
you know,
and that organic value is something that comes back to you both ways. So not only are they coming to you for what you're putting out there, but more than likely they've got something for you as well in a roundabout way, right? Where
yeah,
this other
exactly.
crowd is going to come empty-handed, there's going to be nothing with that as a gain for you, really, other than the number,
Yep.
right? So,
Yep. And that's why I like it
gotcha.
because I mean it opens up the door for a few things. You got snakes that you could sit there and get rid of. I mean, there's always somebody new coming into the hobby. So I mean, if you want to get rid of a banana orange dream pied or something, and it's like somebody new is coming in, boom, there you go. But then at the same time, you got people that have been doing this for a long time or a lot of years, and if there's something that you're looking for, you know what I mean? There you go, something that you want, or somebody that's looking for something, you could help them out. Oh, I know this person or whatever. So that definitely opens up the door a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. All right, Greg,
Probably
you're up, man. Batter
probably
up.
also depends on whether sorry if you're a business or not, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Greg, you're more on the business side.
Well,
You're vending.
we're growing, and we'll
You're
go with
vending.
that.
Go for it.
But I'm going to side with Jose on this. I feel like those that you get organically, just the followers that we have are all people that we've met in the chats or talked to in the chats or friends of those people.
Yep.
I mean, I've gone into someone else's chat and just kind of been active in the chat and gained followers that way because people just agree with what I had to say or didn't have to say. And it in the long run, you know, I can see the appeal to trying to get the 25K followers. I mean, especially if you're trying to create a YouTube account that you can be monetized on.
No,
I
I
mean,
didn't use that account for anything.
yeah. I mean, but if you were, I mean, I could understand that. But I'm curious of that 25,000, how many would actually give you watch hours on
Yeah.
a YouTube
Exactly.
account if that
Yeah.
were if that were going on?
Right.
Whereas with the ones that you got organically, they're going to support you. They've been there for you. Um, and I've never seen anything like this community. The way
Yeah.
that everyone kind of chips in to support each other. I've never known anything like this.
No,
And
it almost makes you feel guilty. I've got a really weird schedule, so I'm one of these. I'm watching replays. I hardly ever get on lives. I try when I've got the time. I try to get on them, but it's tough, and you feel bad because a lot of people show up every show we have, and I don't get on all of theirs. I just don't.
Yep,
and
you feel
I'm
bad.
horrible about it because I get so overwhelmed by social media sometimes because there's so many shows going on and you've got
Yeah.
so many apps and so many avenues and your phone's going off all day long and you'll see me shut down for a couple of days and I'll just disappear.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
just me resetting and then coming back because it just gets so overwhelming for me and it gets draining. Um, Guys like like PK and some of these guys are out there all the time just drilling. I don't
They
know
are
how they do it.
they are machines, man. I know it.
Absolutely, I don't know how. Thank God for him because man, he's one of the guys who really helped us grow as quickly as we did.
Yep.
He's one of the first people that we met in the hobby. We met him with Villarino in Daytona our first year. We hadn't been at the show maybe 15 minutes and met Kiko, and man, we've been rocking with each other ever since.
Yep.
Great
All
people.
right.
Absolutely.
Jason, the counterpoint, he's the guy that wants to get all the people thousands at a time, like literally no one he knows.
Nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely not. I couldn't do it any other way. I'm being perfectly honest. In my job, I have to talk to people, people I don't really know at all, and in large numbers, at least weekly. So I'm comfortable with doing it, but it's not something I enjoy at all. So for me, organically is really the only way. If it's going to be a long term thing, and I'm going to be actually, invested in it, it would have to be that way.
Yeah.
That's really all I got. That's just me. But
Yep. 100%. All right. Well, and this is kind of getting down there in the realm where I'll pop back up here real quick, but we're getting down in the realm where we're hitting the end of the questions, and a good thing because the show's running long, and I do appreciate all you guys hanging out this long. But we've got a real basic one, and then we've got one that hopefully Jamie's rounded up from the audience. I think she has. There's some in the chat that have come up that they'd like to hear our feedback on as a group, so we'll all go around and do that one. But last one we're going to do as a crew here for the six of us. But and this came right from Chris at Unhinged podcast earlier today. He had a great question in there. I think that is super simple. Everybody can touch on something you don't like or you would really like to see changed in this hobby and why. Or a quick improvement that is like to you the thorn in your side in this hobby that really needs to be different. Let's toss that one around and thanks, Chris. That was a great question. Sorry to steal it from you, but we wanted to give you credit. If you don't watch that show, go watch it. It's on Wednesday nights earlier than us. I want to say like 2 hours before our show, but always does a nice job. So, Tommy, we're going to start you left to right down here on the bottom as I see them. So, something in this hobby you don't care for or that you'd really like to see change and why?
I guess like misinformation and like somebody not trying to deal with somebody because they don't want to do it like exactly because there's many ways you could do something, so it's not like you know I don't know not yeah that I guess that
I do know what you're saying, like exclusion of differences, right?
yeah like you don't all gotta do it the same way, you know. So because some people be like, oh, he does this, he used this or he used that, like and it's like it's really no point of that. It's not only one way to do it.
I think you're getting at, hey, if you don't do it like that, you're an idiot. Because I've seen that.
Yeah, like
that's not the right attitude, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point. And people being too harsh and too stubborn in their ways, perhaps, to see that there's a pile of ways to do any one thing, and it doesn't mean your way is right. Right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're getting at. Gotcha. Okay, a little more open minded is what Tommy wants everybody. All right. Well, Jose, you got to have something on the top of your brain.
Something changed, something different. You know what I want to see different is all these high end morphs to be super cheap. What the fuck's going on with all this expensive shit?
Right.
Let me buy that for a couple $100. Come on, just let me hold it for a few months.
You stole my thunder, man. That was my go-to right there. Yeah.
No, you know what? To be honest with you, I don't have many gripes in the industry. There are a change this I guess the community of allowing people to come out and not allowing, I guess that's the wrong word, but people feeling comfortable enough to come out and just talk about their experiences, I suppose. but
Yeah.
it's never gonna happen. So
Again, kind of saying what Tommy's saying in a roundabout way is like, hey, let's not be judgmental, especially of new people, and let them voice what they've seen, experienced, and
well, new,
don't browbeat them
old,
for that, right?
yeah,
Okay.
everybody, yeah.
I got you. Hey, it's a good sentiment. I know Vance has been thinking on this one all day since he knew about it 2 minutes ago, but let's hear what he's
Yeah.
got to do.
I was trying to think. I was like, man, there's so many things, and I can't think of one of them. Yeah, that was actually
Okay.
So many.
Tommy had a good one, and so did Jose. I mean, maybe they should have like a leasing plan where like you could lease the male out or something, and put them to your females for a month or two, and return it or something later.
You can do that, but it's like leasing a Jaguar. It's like $4,000 a month to do that. Yeah.
Right? It's
Man.
not gonna be cheap. That's for sure.
Right. Right.
Um, Gosh, I don't know. I guess maybe people not being rude or something. I guess that'd be a good one. Or not being on their phones so much, when you're at the expo and stuff. Like when when you contact somebody after paying for a snake, I mean, if they have information or if they want pictures, I mean, I'm not saying send them 100 pictures, but there's nothing wrong with sending one or two extra pictures and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
I asked a guy one time, and I usually don't do this. I did it and I bought in so many snakes. There was like one, I was like, hey, you mind if I get another picture? And he's like, no. Or I go, do you have another picture? He's like, no. I'm like, well, you could have just taken one and sent it, but
Yeah, I'm not dealing with that guy ever again.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's not
You
gonna
give me
help.
that answer, I'm done with you. Moving on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you'd like to see a little more emphasis on actual customer support and caring about what your
Well, and
end
some
customer is getting, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
post sale service. I mean, that's a thing.
Yeah. Answer
Yeah.
questions. I mean, it doesn't matter. Even if somebody's new at it, I mean, that's just part of the business. I mean, they got to learn too. I mean, it's not like you just jumped into it knowing everything. So somebody, has questions, just help them out.
I'll tell you what, we have no option on that because all we sell is pet grade stuff. Otherwise, we're keeping it. And I'll tell those questions do not stop, but we'll
No,
get with
they
you.
don't.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah. And
You know?
just,
And you just do that. That's part of the deal. Do you
So we set
want
up
to do this or not?
the automated phone thing where you just pick a number, and then when you get to that, you pick another number.
My
one
snake
of those.
will not eat. Press 4. Yeah.
I mean, and even if something like, I don't know, if something happens to a snake too, I don't even mind replacing it. I mean, especially like if it's somebody's first snake or a kid or something, if it died, I mean,
Yeah.
you got an extra one sitting around, something that's not expensive, hey.
Send them another one to kill, right?
Yeah, exactly. Trial and error. After that, though, it's back up to regular price.
Right?
Yeah.
You just send out all that Cobra food. Just send it out.
Exactly.
But all right. Well, we got one left in here. Greg, I know you got something you want to change in this industry. One major thing.
I got two things, but the one major thing I'll go with is the gatekeeping that goes on. You got some of the older guys in the community, and I haven't experienced much of this with the groups that we've gotten into since we started. But you see it happening. You see these older guys who are just back and they're bitching and they're miserable because they're not doing the things that they need to do to sell their animals, but they want to blame it on all the new people who are coming in the industry. And it just, you get someone who asks a simple question and they get berated or ignored and just, no one wants to help. And like I said, in the communities or the small section of the community that I've been involved in, that's not been the case. Everybody's been super helpful. Everybody's really been there for us, and we've tried to do that in hand for everyone who's coming in behind us. And that's just you've got to, when you get to the top of the ladder, you've got to turn around and help the guy behind you. Otherwise, what are you doing out here?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This ain't
If
the
somebody's
80s
not
and 90s
hanging,
no more.
right?
You got to help out.
Yeah.
If somebody's not hanging on to the bottom of that ladder, you know where it ends up, right? So
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah. That's the whole issue with that. Okay. Well, good enough. I mean, that was pretty straightforward. Everybody's got the same sentiment. I think we're all fairly happy with the community the way it is. Far better than it was, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's getting better all the time. If everybody's just positive, helps each other out, and just don't be a shitbag. I think it's that simple, honestly.
It
Exactly.
really is.
You know?
It
Not
really
that
is.
hard, people.
Bar's pretty low.
Yeah, the bar is pretty damn low. I agree, Jose. All right. Well, we got one more, and this one's straight from the chat. I think this is what Jamie generated out of the chat. She didn't attach who sent it in, but podcasting while vending. How do you feel about it? Walking around doing your podcasting, all your lives in the middle of an event. Not sure if that's like, do you think
Like,
a positive thing or a good thing? I'm not sure what the question
yeah.
is involving there, but
And is
we're
that
going with
like
it.
you're at the show, or is that like you're actually vending?
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what I was curious if you're vending or just walking through.
I
Yeah.
think either or.
My question is, if you're vending, how do you have time to do a podcast?
Right.
That's
Exactly.
You're
Yeah.
vending wrong.
They got the camera.
Well,
Yeah,
I
it'd be
sold
like a live
nothing.
stream. Like they
I
have
mean,
the camera right there, and then they just
yeah,
engage with the customers, and it's like you just watching a
Oh,
recording of them.
yeah. I mean,
sure. It's
you know,
behind them
we,
on a stand and just
So you
running
could see the
live.
show, yeah. So you could see like the
Yeah,
show people walking to the tables, but it's
Yeah.
kind of like you might as well be at the show because you just in person.
Yeah.
yeah.
You've
So
you've
you've
seen that,
seen
Tommy?
these?
Yeah, they have on YouTube. Yeah, they have a few.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
And it's just on a stand somewhere behind them, just kind of like a bird's eye view of their
yeah,
tables and people coming up. Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
gotcha.
see, that's not a
I
bad idea.
hell no. Somebody steals from you, be
I
like,
was
I'm
yeah.
gonna
going
say,
back to
Oh,
the
they
tent.
do that too. Yeah,
there's just
they do that for that too, so they could see if
built-in
somebody
security
else
features.
snatched something
Yeah,
off the
Yep,
table.
See who's going to
makes
be missing
sense.
a
Yeah,
hand pretty soon. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so you've seen that and you think it's a good idea. You think it's cool. You think it's a good idea. Like live stream though, or like just for recording sakes,
Nah, I
or
seen them live streaming. Yeah, like
okay.
live. Yeah,
I mean,
All
if
right.
you're just
and then they
putting it out
go.
there, and I'm sorry,
Now, yeah, they go in the chat, like they go check the chat, then they go back to the customers and stuff. So you like
Yeah,
at
that
the show
works.
with them. So yeah, I think it's a good thing. I don't
All
think
right,
it's a bad
if
thing.
you're just putting it there
Tom.
on autopilot, I don't necessarily see an issue with it. But otherwise, I don't
and
know how you're going to talk to your customers and be as attentive to them as they deserve while you're actually vending.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
lot going
yeah,
on.
Well,
And
so
if you're
the
not just
people that
talking to
I've
the customer in front of you, you're looking at the people to the left and to the right of you.
Now, actually, but I
Watching
yeah,
people.
my
Yeah,
bad. Now, the shows that I've seen haven't been like busy shows, so it's not like Daytona or Tinley, like a bunch of people there. I don't see them doing that, like a bunch of people
uh-huh.
going back to the phone customer. But if it's like one, two customers,
sure.
yeah,
Okay. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that style. I see the reverse. I see the customers at a show wandering around.
yeah.
Hey, this table's got this. I
mm,
always see
Mhm.
that side. I never see the booth side, which is kind of cool, actually. Kind of cool. All right, Greg, your thoughts. You're up, man.
Uh, Again, I mean, if you're to do that while you're venting, that's not for me, man. That just splits my attention way too much. Because when I'm standing talking to somebody, like I said, I mean, I'm talking to the person in front of me. I'm looking
Yeah.
at the people that are walking by. I'm watching my enclosures, making sure nobody's lifting those up or going in those.
Yeah.
It's I don't know how these people who've been by themselves. I don't know how you do it. I really
Yeah,
don't, because it's just so
gotcha.
much going on. You know, if you've got one rack of animals and you're standing right there in front of that, okay, I can see that by
Yeah.
yourself. But if you've got two displays going on, forget it, man. You just got there's too much real estate there, and too many people going on. If the show's busy like you want it to be,
Yeah.
it's tough. Now, if
So
you're,
go ahead.
go ahead,
I'm sorry.
go ahead. I was gonna say, if you're just letting the thing go on autopilot, or if you're taking a break here and there and doing an interview with somebody while somebody's watching the table, I can maybe see that, but
Okay. So let's pose a scenario, Greg. Here's how it sets up. You're capital city. You've got all your stuff out there and you're actually doing all the work, and then some bozo comes in like Jose and he's just standing around. Would you do it then? I mean, Would you put Jose on that camera to like film your table?
No,
Or are you,
no, no,
oh,
no.
no, I'm just I'm
Just
throwing both of you under the bus. That means it's Jose's turn to answer this question because
Podcast and
we're
a
just
show. So what I've seen at these shows is they either podcast before the show opens, officially opens, but there's people in walking around, which are other vendors. So they podcast early on, and they have their, and that's fine. No one's in there. There's also people who have their booth set up for a podcast. That's cool. I mean, if you can do that in front of that many people, more power to you. But I couldn't do it. That would be a tough one. It's tough enough doing this solo in a room by myself.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Imagine being out there and be like, yeah, that'd be a tough one. The third one is they're not vending, but they're walking around
Right.
podcasting. So I've never seen someone vend and podcast at the same time.
Right.
Just in my small and how it makes sense to me, because I would never vend and podcast at the same time. It's already difficult enough to vend alone and all your attention and talking to people and everything, that it would be difficult to actually podcast unless you're doing something like what Tommy says, that you're putting something up there and just letting it record and let people see. And people like to sit there and watch. So people watch cat videos of them doing absolutely nothing for hours. And they
We've
get
got some-
millions of views and followers. Go for it.
Yeah, we got live webcams here, like the pier up on Lake Superior, or the channel there to watch the big ships, and people get on there constantly, and they just sit there and watch it. So I can see people doing that for sure. Yeah.
And they're making money off people watching a live feed that they're not doing anything for.
Nothing. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Eagle's Nest.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the snow for hours, and the eagle's just sitting there with this little baby.
Yep.
And I mean, and the Tommy's, to Tommy's point, it does help security as well. 'Cause I would do that as well. I would definitely, if I vended, I would definitely have cameras.
You know, it's funny because
Makes
in some scenarios, I can see, especially trying to do something as a business, you're trying to make money and sell some things. I can see that as being discouraging to some of your clients. They're like, "Oh, I don't want to be on that." But the weird thing is in the snake world, I don't think that's the problem. I think actually people, for the most part, would like it, and I don't think anybody's really shy of that. I just don't see that. But.
Yeah. Well, so if you put it up like on a banner and you have one of those cameras, like security cameras you'd have in your house, they wouldn't even really notice, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell.
And I didn't.
Or you could put a sign, smile, you on camera.
Right.
Exactly. You put that on there too to yeah.
Yep.
And I didn't mean to like compare you to a security cam banner, Jose. Just
Oh
we
no.
like you,
I had trust me, my skin is not thin.
no,
I don't give a shit.
No, I'm just absolutely teasing. It just felt like the right time. I saw Capital City's booth, and you're just over there. You're happy. You're helping. You know.
Take all the W's you can get, sir.
Okay.
The L's will be coming. Don't worry about that. They will come. So take the W's when you get them.
There's plenty of L's coming. I feel it.
Always.
All right, Vance, your shot. Your shot here.
So yeah, I mean, like Greg, I don't understand how really somebody has time to really record anything. I mean, but I think it's good for security reason. I mean, if somebody did take a snake, or I think it's really good. It's something, if you put on Instagram or YouTube, it could help out with your channel and everything. People like to see that. But really, just how do you find that time in there? I mean, I guess if you've had a few people say it, come to your table and you've asked them, hey, do you need help? And they're just, oh, I'm looking right now. If you pull out the phone and maybe take a quick, 10-second video or something real quick, or whatever, I guess. But yeah, like I said, I really don't know how you have much time to really do all that, when you're tending to customers and stuff. So
you don't.
It's a tough thing, right?
Yeah.
So I think the consensus in the group seems to be like, if you have that static cam and it's just there running, why not, right? But if it's something you got to screw with and interact with a chat, I'm like, come on, don't do that kind of a deal.
I could turn around and say hi to a camera every now and again, right? In between.
Yeah.
Give him a
Yep,
little
exactly.
salute, right? Let him know that I
Exactly.
see
Yeah,
you,
no
see
problem.
me doing this. You
Every
know what I
sale
mean?
you turn around, and give a thumbs up.
Right. Every now, just give them one of these out to the backside there. But yeah,
Yeah, people
so
like
it's
that kind of stuff. You just flip off the camera.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so real quick, Mission Morphs is asking about where you at by Lake Superior. So we're about 2 hours, maybe what, 2.5, 2 hours south, on the Minnesota-Wisconsin border. So
Yes.
that far from Lake Superior. So it's Duluth, um, and what's the other one, John? Superior.
For Superior, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the
I mean,
border
it's
towns, yeah.
the twin harbors up there. So
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. So that's it, guys. I mean, I can't say enough again about all of you guys coming in short notice and just saying, yeah, I'll sit on the panel and BS and watch you drink beer and insult me. And you showed up. So kudos to all you guys.
It's a good
Some of the
show.
favorites in the
Anytime, bro.
crowd. It was a ton of fun. Bringing Jamie back out. She's got her trivia. She does this every week. She's like, I'm going to find something in here that's going to stump somebody. It's $10. Somebody answers this, it's $10. So
I do
what
have
you got?
something. I don't know if it'll stump the people, but let's see. One of my friends only breeds leopard geckos and not ball pythons. Who is it?
Oh my good lord. Are you literally shitting me right now?
No, I'm serious. We'll see
This
if
is
the
$10?
chat. Yeah, but we'll see if the chat was listening.
They'll never get it.
Oh
Is it in
man.
the chat?
They will never.
There
get
it is.
Got the winner.
Oh, son of a gun. I spoke way too
Mitzi
early.
got it.
it's
The first person,
Mitzi.
Tommy.
First one.
Congrats,
Oh,
Mitzi.
Bada
geez.
bing.
That'll
new
change
one to the
soon, though.
board.
That'll change soon.
Yeah,
It's coming. It's coming.
probably 2 years.
Hey, but there's no reason to start from one direction or the other. If you have the interest in the ball pythons, awesome. If you don't,
Yeah.
oh well. There's plenty of them out there.
Yeah.
If you
Nah,
like
I
them,
actually bought pythons when I was 15. I used to breed the geckos, but I always wanted a snake. But my parents didn't let me get the snake. But ball pythons was really the one I was supposed to breed. But then I got into geckos.
Gotcha,
I used
gotcha.
to go on
Okay,
King Snake and now Morph Market. But yeah,
To be
comes full
honest, with this
circle.
market right now, I don't know that I would want to get into it again if I had to make the choice. I'm kind of in it now, but
Oh, come on,
Excited.
Gray.
no, I'll be honest. I love the animals, but the market right now is it's a challenge. And
Yeah.
to someone who was looking to get into it, I would say be careful and make good decisions. Choose your animals carefully.
Really
Absolutely.
research.
Absolutely. And
Really
you know what?
put yourself in
There's
trouble.
there's a secret to the whole reptile thing, and nobody seems to key in on it. It's the screaming frogs.
Stay away from them damn
The
screaming
white
frogs.
frogs.
Yeah, loud as shit. I can't even believe that exists. But all right, so we're gonna do a little bit different closeout. We normally do the trivia, everything's done, but we're gonna give everybody, because they're all from different communities, which was kind of what we're shooting for. I shouldn't say communities, but groups. We got Vance from RWO. We got Greg down there. He's from the Wiztang crew. We got Tommy, who's all over the place in all the chats, and we
yeah,
got
I'm in the
Jose, who's doing his own thing, also in all the chats. So we wanted that wide variety, right? But let's do this. Everybody go around the room, except for the damn Morforge crew here. But give a shout out to your crew. Anybody you want to say bye to, we're gonna do it.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely shout out to WO crew. Those guys rock. Great group of guys. And actually, to the whole snake community, everybody's great. So
Awesome, man. Just a general shout out. Tommy, you're up.
yeah,
Shout out.
shout out everybody. Shout out my girlfriend because it's late.
Nice.
Shout out you guys, appreciate it, and yeah, shout out everybody. All
Good cover.
Tang, the
Good.
bomb squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the 2 on man right there. The chats.
Nice.
Good covering your butt,
Thanks.
Tommy.
Covering his butt with this girl, yeah.
Yeah.
what's up, Will?
All right, we got Greg. Greg's up.
Oh man, well I got to give a shout out to the Wiztang crew because That's who we rock with a lot of times. Also, Emilio Villarino, man, he's been good to us from the start. T Keys, those guys, and KG's been a real one for us, man. He's helped us out with a lot of good info, and he's been ready to answer the phone. We had a question here and there, and appreciate all of you, man. And everybody who kind of put us up on the screen when we were trying to get started and let us get out here, man. I appreciate all of you.
Absolutely, man. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Jose, you're up, man. Shout outs.
Let's see. Bomb Squad, Wiztang, KG, Rich, Capital City, helping me out. Great deal. 66, Ryan from 66. I got some shirts coming out, so yeah, look out for the shirts. And I guess everyone in the chat, everyone who's always rocking with anything and supporting anyone.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yep.
absolutely, man. Good feels, man. Good feels.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to leave Jose on the top to give everybody one of these and peace out. Appreciate everybody that came out. Thank you, chat. See you next week.
Thank you, guys.
We have Sammy from Bull Pythons coming on next week. He's going to show off what he's doing, and we'll see you here again next week. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys. I know it's late. It went longer than we wanted to. Had a hell of a lot of fun with these guys, though.
Yep.
We might do this again. This is kind of a nice format.
Yeah.
Fun.
Sure.
Yep.
All right. Peace, folks. Thanks again, guys. Talk to you guys in just a couple, all right?
There, guys.